Coming up next on Access Framingham TV, a visit to Iceland with my guest, Derek Sachs. Stay tuned. Hello, I'm Jack Barron, host of Travels with Jack on Access Framingham TV, where guests share with our audience a recent trip, a vacation, a cruise, or maybe a day trip right here in New England. You'll see their photos and hear about the exciting places they have visited. On this month's show, my guest is Derek Sachs. Derek and his girlfriend recently took a jam-packed trip to Iceland. In only 3 days, they saw the whole country. They saw the Northern Lights, toured the major geographical attractions, went dog sledding on a glacier, and much more. Derek is here to share that experience with you. And what parts of the world have you visited? Please be our guest here on Travels with Jack and share your travel experience with our viewing audience. Just contact us here at Access Framingham Television and let us know you'd like to be a guest. You can phone AFTV at 508-875-5434, or you can send an email message to info@accessfram.tv. Our associate producer will contact you to make arrangements for you to be on our show here on Access Framingham TV. If you don't live in Massachusetts, we would be more than pleased to assist you with your travel to the Access Framingham studios. And now, let me welcome Derek to our program. Derek, welcome.
Thanks for having me,
My
Jack.
pleasure. Look at that. Now, a little bit of history on Derek. Grew up in Framingham, but went to Algonquin Regional, which is Southborough Northborough High School, attended Michigan State Undergraduate School, majored in creative advertising and film. He currently is the production coordinator for the Framingham Educational Channel, which is a sister station to AFPAC Framingham. Derek has his offices at Framingham High School and works with many students in producing educational shows. Derek also worked and lived in New York City, where he was involved in production of movies, major network TV shows, such as HBO's Girls. Today, Derek lives in Boston and will be sharing with us his recent trip to Iceland with his girlfriend, Emily. So I did a good job, hopefully, reading your biography.
You nailed it, Jack.
Perfect. So tell me a little bit about Iceland. What made you want to go to Iceland? Where did you leave from? How did you get there? Give me all the information on starting that journey.
So basically, my girlfriend, she had a short window of vacation period, and she loves to travel, and she's been to Thailand, Dubai. She worked in Brussels. She's in London right now, which is why she
Is
can't
she from
be
the
here.
United States?
She is. She's from South Carolina.
Oh, okay. But she sounds well-traveled for a young lady.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. All right.
So she wanted to go on a trip, and she saw that airfare to Iceland was pretty inexpensive. So
the only thing in Iceland that's inexpensive.
yeah, which I learned.
Okay.
But yeah, so she was pretty adamant about going to Iceland, and it's like, do you want to come? And I was like, 4 days, absolutely. I only had to take 2 days of work off. I left on Thursday night, and we got in at
What airline?
I took WoW Air.
Where is WoW Air?
It basically just goes to Iceland.
Really?
Yeah.
It's an exclusive airline to Iceland.
I'm sure
Okay.
it goes. I'm probably to the UK.
Okay.
And
I never heard of WoW
but
Air.
I think most flights go through Iceland.
Really? Okay.
so I took WOW Air, and the flight was pretty reasonable. And I know that they often have deals, where you can get round trip for $350.
Really? That cheap?
Yeah, I wasn't able to catch that
Iceland
deal.
is about, at least 3,000 miles, I'd say, from Boston, maybe?
It was a 5-hour plane ride.
So about 3,000 miles,
Yeah. So we left on a Thursday night.
300 plus bucks round trip?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it's
okay, that's phenomenal.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So we left on Thursday night.
Must be when you go wow when you hear the price.
Yeah, and then you get on the airline and you have no leg room, or you get charged $10 for the water.
Oh, they charge you for the water? All right.
Everything.
Okay.
Yeah. So I had my little carry-on bag, and my girlfriend had a bigger bag. You know how that is. But we left on Thursday night and got in at about 6:30 on a Friday morning.
Okay.
So we were pretty exhausted, but they have transportation from the airport, which is actually in Keflavik,
Okay.
which is about 30
Sounds like an IKEA piece of furniture. Okay.
Everything in Iceland does.
Okay.
But that was about a 30 to 45-minute drive to Reykjavik.
Okay.
Which is the main city.
Okay, so you come in at a secondary airport.
Yes.
You don't come in at the major airport in Reykjavik.
Well, that is a major airport.
Oh, it is? But it's that
not
far out?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So we got in bright and early, and obviously I was a little tired.
Okay.
So we checked into our hotel, and there's buses that.
How did you find the hotel? Online or?
Yeah, my girlfriend basically did all the research and
how did
had
you
everything
Did you
planned
like
out.
the hotel when you walked in?
Oh, it was great. So,
Really?
So the
Oh,
hotel, it was actually a hostel.
Yep.
And the bottom couple floors are hostels, so they have large rooms where girls and boys can stay, and I'm sure they have co-ed rooms, but yeah, it's community style rooms, and then.
So how many people in a room?
I'm not sure. We stayed the
you
floors
had a private
above.
room.
We stayed the floors above where
Sorry,
there were.
I come totally unprepared to these events, so I'm ready for anything.
But yeah, so we had our own room.
Okay.
And yeah, the bus travel to the hotel was nice and easy. They have so many different bus companies going from the airport to the hotels. And all the hotels are in a pretty concentrated area, so they make all the stops at all the major hotels.
Okay.
What I also found interesting was they have buses straight from the airport to the Blue Lagoon.
Okay.
So let's say you're flying to.
So you're saying you didn't really need to rent a car?
No, not at all.
Okay.
Not at all. Bus travel was everywhere.
Really?
Yeah.
Because we have had guests before who did Iceland, and they all seem to rent a car, and I never brought up the idea of going without a rental car.
It was quite easy.
So this can be. We'll get into pricing. I know food is expensive there, but you're telling me you flew very inexpensively.
Yeah.
Found a very reasonable hotel. I'm assuming if
it was. Well, the hostel I'm sure was even cheaper, but the room was only $80.
$80 a night.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then buses, can you buy a pass for the buses? Or
No. So well, there's local buses in Reykjavik, but to go from the airport to the hotel was I believe $15.
Not bad. Okay.
So nothing
So
too
this
expensive.
is a pretty economical trip so far.
Until you get to the food.
Okay. No. I've always heard the food was high.
So we got to the hotel, and really cool community style. People were in the lobby. They had a nice breakfast layout.
Was included with your $80 room?
Not.
Okay.
It was not.
That's all right. Geez, $80, you can't complain.
I actually made the mistake of
Derek,
thinking
I'm
it was.
old. $80 is cheap.
I made the mistake of thinking it was included, so we got in, and I was starving. So the first thing I just started grabbing food.
That's all right.
And the hotel is called Helmer Square.
Okay.
I'm sure I'm saying it wrong.
That's all right. Doesn't matter.
Most Icelandic words are all, there's a couple vowels here and there, but mostly there's, a lot of H's and L's. And
how was the breakfast?
It was good.
Okay.
It was good. Yeah.
All right. The girlfriend, Emily, was happy with breakfast?
She was.
Beautiful. All right.
But we got some shut-eye, and then we caught a bus to what you see there.
Here we go. Thank you, Bill. Bill started our first picture.
And this is actually in front of the Blue Lagoon. This is not what you swim in, but the colors are just so incredibly vivid.
Now, did you bring a regular camera, or did you use like your iPhone?
So I brought my T4i, my Canon.
Yep.
My girlfriend, you can see her actually there on the left. She shot
okay.
a little bit with her iPhone, and she brought her GoPro.
Okay.
So we were well covered for the most part.
Because I've seen people, honestly, who do the whole trip. Is that Emily?
That is Emily.
Hi, Emily. But I see people who do the whole trip with their iPhone or selfie, and the pictures are terrific. Yes.
Well,
honestly.
they can shoot. They shot a movie with an iPhone now.
I did see. You would know that because you're a production coordinator, and you're also in education, so you have to know all those things.
Yes, they shot a movie.
Is that
with
you?
An iPhone. That is me.
With shorter hair, I didn't recognize you. Okay.
Do you like it better, Jack, or is this a good way?
No, either way.
So we went into the Blue Lagoon, and
that is you in the Blue Lagoon.
Yes, and there's a line. You wait in the line, and they give you these bracelets.
Okay.
And then you go up, and the bracelets basically do everything for you. So you can get a locker with it, and it will lock.
What is it, like a fit? Is it an electronic bracelet?
It's an electronic bracelet. So you put your stuff in the locker, and then you put your bracelet up to it, and it will lock.
Oh, okay.
It's very interesting. But you go up, you change.
Like Apple Pay or Samsung Pay. I got you.
Essentially. And you shower, and then you go out, and in that first picture you could see you can get into the Blue Lagoon inside, and then you go outside.
I think if there was a movie, The Blue Lagoon. Wasn't that with, oh my God, 100 years ago? Brooke, anyway, go ahead. It'll come to me. She became a big model. I think so.
So these pictures are with the GoPro, as you can kind of see with the little fisheye lens there. But really, just pretty incredible water. It's incredibly warm, and the smell.
This was March, you said, correct?
This was March.
So what is the normal temperature in that area in March?
It was about 30 degrees.
So it's chilly.
Comparable, though.
But you're saying people were swimming in the lagoon?
Yeah. Oh, the lagoon was, I believe it's like 100 degrees they keep it around.
Oh, so this is mineral water.
It is. It's, I have my little
That's all right. We'll let you read.
So it's actually man-made, and it was...
this is man-made?
Yeah, it's man-made.
Yeah, all right.
And it's fed by geothermal... geothermal
water.
plant, right? And it's let's see, what did I write here? It's vented from the ground near a lava flow. So
there's a volcano near there.
Yeah.
Wow.
So the water is incredibly warm.
How did it feel being submerged in the water where your face is 30 degrees?
You know what? You didn't really notice because the the steam kind of kept you nice and warm.
So it was perfect. Were there a lot of people swimming in there?
There was, but it's very large. It's a big body of water, and I believe they limit the amount of people who can get in.
Okay. Now I'm not going to hold you to this. Do they tell you anything about the water's benefits for your health?
It's supposed to be incredibly beneficial.
Oh, okay.
And actually they're doing, they research from the water different treatments to skin ailments. So I know that people who have skin ailments are told to go to the Blue Lagoon.
Okay.
But there is, you get in there and you can smell
sulfur?
It's so strong.
It's got a lot of sulfur.
And I figured I would get this out that my girlfriend had a selfie stick, so.
Oh, you got the selfie stick?
It's all hers. I was pretty anti-selfie stick until this vacation.
That's all right. I guess, your generation, everyone, they go swimming with selfie sticks, no big deal.
Well, now you can see we were there. We can prove it.
Okay, I'm ready for it.
But really, really beautiful. And you saw the bridges that they had. Yeah. It's really well constructed. And the lava rock on the side is really neat. But also with these bracelets, it was cool because they have a bar there, right in the Blue Lagoon.
Yeah.
So you go right up, and they use your bracelet to scan and.
Like Las Vegas, they do the same thing. They have a bar in the pool.
But it's nice because you don't have to bring any money into the lagoon. And you can see they're doing
I see.
construction
They got a
in the
lot
back
of people.
there.
Oh, what do you mean? They're expanding the lagoon?
I think they have different geothermal plants that they're trying to expand. I'm pretty sure their energy costs there are incredibly low because all their heat, in the city is geothermal.
Interesting.
But yeah, the bar was great. We got our ciders and kind of swam off. And also,
now, is this a local Iceland cider that they promote, or was this just like?
I don't remember.
Okay, that's all right.
Yeah, but they had smoothies you could get. It was
Really?
Yeah, it was nice. And they also had these facial treatments, basically. So you swam over, and they gave you this cream. You smacked on your face. So
What do you mean? You get a shave and a haircut right in the lagoon?
Yeah, I wish. Well, I didn't need it then. My hair was so short and nice, right? But yeah, you can see that it was. There's a decent amount of people, but it goes on for a long time. And just like in the water, you go to different areas, and some spots are hotter than others.
Now, what about the height? Was it all? I see you kind of standing up. Is it about that depth throughout the lagoon?
Yeah.
So it's really designed for walking around.
Yeah. It's
Okay.
fairly easy to walk around, and
I don't know. These scenes look like something out of a movie that we'd see with prehistoric people or something.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful. I felt bad though, because there's the cream I was telling you about.
Okay.
And yeah, apparently it's supposed to be.
This is what, pimple cream or just?
I think it's just to make your skin nice and smooth. So
Okay.
of course we tried it and made funny faces at the camera.
Oh, I see the bracelet too. Is that Emily's arm?
That
With the
is
green?
Emily,
Okay.
yeah. That'd be weird if it was mine there, huh?
This is what? This looks religious.
Okay, so we moved on from there. So we left the Blue Lagoon, and we went back and explored the city a little bit, and just went to our hotel and just started walking around. This is a church. So this is one of the tallest buildings in the city.
Really?
And it's beautifully constructed. You'd never really seen anything like it. And apparently they constructed it like some rock formations in Iceland. So they modeled it after that.
Really?
Which really,
all
really
concrete,
stunning.
would you say? Do you remember it as being a concrete church?
Some type of material like concrete, yes.
Okay. It's quite
So
modern.
there it is. Yeah, it's very neat. I couldn't fit it in with my lens there unless I wanted to cross the street, and we were pretty eager to jump inside and hop up because there's an observatory on the top floor.
Oh, really? I assume an elevator.
No, you have to scale the side.
Oh,
no,
okay.
no, I'm joking.
That's all right.
No, there is an elevator.
Good.
It was one of the slowest moving elevators I've ever been in.
No, because I always see these things, and you go to these. Oh my God, I was in Malaysia, I think, and I want to go. Go ahead. I'll move on. Go ahead. This is the inside of the church.
Yeah, and beautiful church, beautiful organ, and I have my cheat sheet here, and I looked it up. 5,275 pipes on the organ, which you'll see here.
Oh, there it is. Wow.
Yeah, pretty stunning.
Yeah.
And
that is.
It's just a great landmark in the middle of the city. It was really cool. And
No, I was going to tell you, for people like me, when I see no elevators, I was in Malaysia and they had this Buddhist temple. And they said, oh, you got to go to the top of the temple. And I'm not really that physically fit. And it must have been 400 stairs because I had to keep going up. And my wife said, I'll be at the bottom having coffee. So I do remember. So whenever I see things like this church, I always go, I wonder if there's an elevator. My first question is there an elevator? But no, that looked beautiful.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Okay. And
see, I'm the other way. I was in Bruges once, and you can go to the top of the bell tower. And I was like, I'll take the stairs, and sure enough.
Well, that's why you are thin and I'm not.
But yeah, I love that stuff. So we went to the top.
I'm glad you went to Belgium before all the trouble.
Yeah.
Very,
What a beautiful city.
This Iceland, I don't hear too much about problems with. No, you didn't get a sense of lack of security or anything?
Never.
No.
Never.
Okay.
I feel like Iceland kind of stays
skipped
on
it.
their own.
All
you
right.
know,
Well,
so.
knock on wood. We'll hope for the best. And it's too cold for Zinca bugs.
Yeah.
For the mosquitoes.
Yeah.
So it's
Well, in the summer it's pretty cool because they have the year-round days, or not the year-round.
I know what you mean. They have a very late sun.
Yeah, the sun, 24-hour sunlight in the summer.
And it stays pretty cool anyway.
I'm not sure the temperature.
Okay,
in
because I was
summer.
going to say, I mean, today it's funny when you look to travel, you have to decide. Like in Brazil, they're all saying, well, if you're a woman or you may have be pregnant or child, they say skip it.
Yeah, you got to be careful
because
now.
of the Zika mosquito.
Yeah, the Zika.
So
yeah.
I'm saying Iceland is probably a pretty safe.
It's even making its way up to Florida now.
Yep.
And, yeah.
So pretty safe place to go.
Absolutely a safe
All right.
bet.
Well, that's good for our viewers to keep that in mind. On this must be what the major.
This is a view from the top of that.
Of the church. Okay. Of
yeah,
Reykjavik.
Of Reykjavik, yeah. And you
Okay.
can see how beautiful the colors of the roofs of the houses are, and you can see the ocean in the distance there, and really just a stunning city.
You liked it.
Yeah, I really did, and it's so unique. I feel like they're very design oriented. So when I was passing billboards, and they have almost like the IKEA style that you think of is basically everything there is very much that style.
Yep.
So really cool from a graphic design standpoint and from a visual standpoint. The colors that you'll see and the design, and as you can see there, the houses are just these vivid colors.
Did you get a chance to mingle with some of the local people?
Not as much as I wish I could, but we found people to be pretty nice for the most part.
Good.
But also, I feel like they were friendlier to each other than us. So Americans, exactly. But it was cool. They had a very, very cool young crowd.
Why, you went bar hopping?
We went to a couple bars
And they were friendly?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you notice was there a craft beer industry up there?
Not really.
No, okay.
Not really.
Because today, when your age group looks a lot for communities with craft beers and different things like that. It's very big.
They had a brewery that we tried to go to, but we didn't have any. We couldn't fit any more events in there.
Okay.
But I don't think they're that big.
Okay.
In the beer industry, and me and my girlfriend, and whenever we travel, we look for food and beer. And,
Yep.
Just recently, we went to Vermont and we stopped at the Long Trail Brewery.
Okay.
So we always are looking for that.
That's why I said today.
Yeah.
A lot of people, that's become Massachusetts. We have a terrific craft beer industry, very innovative. And it's become I think an added attraction to this state.
Well, just here
for
in
tourism.
Framingham.
Yeah, here in Framingham, with Jack Abbey.
Yeah.
But no, that's terrific. So, talk to me about the food. I know every time I hear about food in Iceland, we have all these stories.
So our goal was to try as many weird foods as possible.
Okay.
We went in there, aiming to try weird foods, and we did. So the first night, we actually went to a restaurant called Three for Car.
Okay.
And the first thing we ordered, we ordered two appetizers. We ordered what's called hakarl, which is fermented shark.
Oh, good for you.
Which is
I'll pass. Go
it's
ahead.
Icelandic,
it's
tradition
a favorite.
that they.
So
I don't know if they like
do?
it.
What do they do? Ferment it with beans of some kind? What was the?
I'd imagine they just kind of leave it out in the sun or something.
No.
I don't.
But they
I
said
don't know
fermented, or was it salted?
It is fermented. It's fermented shark.
Not salted.
Not salted.
Okay.
I wish it was salted.
And how did it taste?
So we got it, and my girlfriend smells it, and she goes, "It smells kind of familiar." And it came in this small little bowl in cubes, and they gave you toothpicks. So she's smelling it, and then she tries it, and her face kind of, it doesn't reveal anything, and towards the end, it's just It's not good.
Okay,
so
that's all right.
she goes, I know where I remember that smell. Nail polish remover.
Okay.
So
you moved on from the fermented shark.
So she had one piece of that, a small little cube.
Yep, good. At least you tried it.
I had
You're
one,
gutsy.
and then she told me to try another, and I somehow
passed.
abided. Well, the first time I had it, the disgusting taste really hit me towards the end. You kind of just taste nothing, and then all of a sudden it hits you. And the second time I had it, it just immediately was like, there's that taste. And she asked our waiter about it, and he says, yeah, usually we chase it down with this drink called Black Death.
Oh, see, there's the secret. There's a reason they eat it. It gives them a reason to drink more.
Exactly.
So tell me about Black Death.
It's licorice.
Oh, anisette.
Type, basically, yeah.
But it's liquor.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So we had the Carl, and we can say we tried fermented shark, which was great. And then we had whale.
Oh, they do serve whale.
They do serve whale, and apparently
Why, they're not part of any treaties or anything?
No, they're not.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I did my research before because, I had a moral dilemma about eating whale. But apparently they export a ton of it, and it's a smaller whale. It's not the big whale that.
Really?
that-
Okay, I'm
yeah,
surprised
yeah.
because they usually now this is what?
This is just a mural in the city, and it.
Oh, okay.
It was so fun just to see the how to tie a tie.
Oh, okay.
So, pretty funny stuff.
What do they speak? They speak a different language?
They speak. Oh man, why I'm blanking out right
That's
now.
okay.
They do.
Okay,
But everyone
like
knows
Swedish
English.
or is it Icelandic
It's an
language?
Icelandic language.
Oh, it is? Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
And I don't know why I'm blanking.
That's
out.
all right, don't worry about it. And this is just
More street art. Very
this is-
funny.
okay.
The speed dating.
Did you
singles
go to any
club.
museums?
We did not.
Okay,
No.
was there a museum there that they suggested you go to? I don't want to take you away from this picture, so we'll move back to that. I told you, we move right along. When the
You guys
pictures
do.
come up,
You do.
we got to hit the pictures. This is what?
So we went on. So the day after, we went on a Golden Circle tour. It's called.
Okay.
And this was the first stop.
The
And this
Golden
is,
Circle is a road.
It's not a road.
It's
It's
not.
not even a circle.
Oh, okay.
It's
Good. Tell us what it is.
It's just it's basically a route that they take of these beautiful attractions.
Okay.
And not every company had this on the list. So my
This
girlfriend
was a bus then you took?
Yes.
A bus trip?
Yep, yep.
Okay. Bus trip for the Golden Circle.
Right. And my
Which
girlfriend
is not
was
a circle and it's not golden.
not a yeah.
Okay,
So
this
my
is
girlfriend
what?
was careful to select which one we went on because she wanted to see this. And this
What is this?
this is a volcanic crater,
Oh,
and it's called Cario.
okay.
I'm sure I'm botching the.
No, don't worry about your
My
translate
Icelandic.
your translations there.
And I've seen photos of this in the summer, and it's absolutely stunning. It was pretty cold this day, so we got off the bus, we snapped our photos, and basically we're ready to hop back in. But the colors in the summer are incredibly vivid. Obviously, it's snow-covered here. And the snow also made it so we couldn't walk down further.
So I'm seeing here waterfalls.
Yeah, they take you to 2 waterfalls.
Oh, so
as
this
well.
is not connected to
This
the
is separate. You hop back in the
issue.
bus.
Okay, I'm with you.
Yeah. So I believe this is Sigolfos waterfall.
All right.
And it's stunning, especially to see the ice building up, and you can see it there in the background.
Yeah, no, it looks
It's
beautiful.
It's beautiful, and it almost looks like it just drops off into the middle of nowhere. But really just
These are almost like
stunning
fjords,
views.
kind of.
like what?
Well, that's all right, where the water cuts through rocks and everything.
Yes. And yeah, once again, you can kind of hike down towards the waterfall.
Yep.
But it was so icy and slippery that our tour guide basically told us, don't bother. Here's where you should go to, and don't even try to go down.
Good. So they kept you safe.
Yeah. You saw some people trying to go down.
Of course.
And of course, they were slipping all over the place. But once again, this is just a beautiful landscape of Iceland. And Oh, here we go. Here's the geyser. This is also
Oh,
on
you
the
had
tour.
a geyser.
There was. So there's the main one, which is the geyser, the Great Geyser, which is 10,000 years old and is not really active. This is one next to it. It's called Stoker. And it basically goes every 3 to 5 minutes.
Really?
Yeah, and it's...
Oh, good. You took photos of the
and actually,
eruption, quote unquote.
We have a video of it too, and it's so neat to see. And everyone's standing so close to it. And it goes very high. I read that it goes up to 100 feet around there.
Look at it.
And then there's all sorts of little geysers on the side that they're not really active, but you can see them steaming up.
And this is all what? Hot water?
It's essentially hot water that's trapped, and it eventually just boils over.
So anyone who
in slow motion.
So
here.
anyone who you did this in slow? Wow.
This was my girlfriend's on her iPhone actually.
Really?
But just so neat to see it, and
that is.
You can't really
so
put
you're
into
saying
words.
every 4 or 5 minutes you hang around and it blows up.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's a little 5-minute hike to get out to it.
That's okay. And it's
really
not
beautiful.
Seasonal. Did they tell you this summertime?
Year round.
Year round. Okay.
But just to think about the fact that the Great Geyser is 10,000 years, it's been active for that long. It's fascinating. It's really fascinating. And here you can see the smaller one steaming. And once again, you get that same pretty nasty sulfuric smell.
Oh, really? So this is prevalent up there. Yeah. I've never been to Iceland.
Yeah.
But, you didn't even need the selfie.
Didn't need a selfie stick for this one. So here's me and my girlfriend, and this was I'm going to try this word
She looks a little bit like an Iceland gal.
She could be. She could make a confuser, right? So this is at Thingvellir National Park.
Okay.
And it was the Icelandic Parliament in 930. And then they founded the national park 1,000 years later.
Give it to me again. Hold on, I lost track.
So this park here that we were in was the Icelandic Parliament in 930, the year 930.
They had a parliament in the year 930?
Yeah.
You're kidding.
Yeah, I kid you not. And then 1,000 years later, they made it
so are you saying they had like a democracy, you think?
I don't know what they
didn't explain to you.
I don't recall, but I do remember that. That's where.
Really? That's interesting.
And the interesting thing about that is it's a rift valley, so it's between two tectonic plates.
Okay.
And it's a pretty cool national park there.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
They told you they had a
There
parliament.
we are on that hike, and unfortunately, I'm using the selfie stick.
Really? 'Cause England, I don't think, had a parliament till after the Magna Carta, maybe.
I'm going to have to go back and research.
All right, no, I'm not questioning you. It just sounds,
I might be wrong, but
it just sounds so early.
It is surprising.
So they didn't have a king, to your knowledge, who ruled the country.
Not that I believe. No.
Really? All right.
So this is a beautiful building called Harpa, and this is their music hall.
Oh, all right.
And actually,
you saw a lot for a quick trip.
Yeah. I told you my girlfriend, prolific planner. So there I am at Harpa.
Now, what does she do for work?
She's in law school.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And the building is just stunning. I've never seen anything like it, and it's so unique and modern. And actually, the Rhode Island, if you remember, the Rhode Island came out with a tourist video recently, and they got in trouble because some shots weren't in Rhode Island.
Oh, and this was one of the shots?
They found out that Harpa was in the background of one of them. So that's how people realized. They're like, wait.
Rhode Island is a great state, but they do things a little differently in Rhode Island.
So Harpa was very neat.
They indict somebody every year, either the governor or the head of the legislature. They take turns, so they probably want to line someone up for indictment of the tourist video.
Well, they got in some trouble for that one. Yeah,
that's Rhode Island.
Yeah. So here we are.
Maybe we'll get some nasty lettuce.
Yeah, right. you have to let me know.
I'll let you know.
So moving on to the next day. She planned for us to go dog sledding.
Wow. Oh, that's the airline. I'm sorry. Terrific. I shouldn't say wow. That's your airline.
Yeah. So we got picked up at our hotel, and then she drove us up to this ski mountain, and there was a small house without.
Oh, is that great? Oh my God!
yeah,
I
and-
love dogs.
Oh, this was so neat. They had puppies there. They just had puppies.
And what are they? What did they give you a breed?
They were, there was a variety of them. So there were huskies.
Oh,
and,
okay.
And all sorts of different ones. But the puppies were
is that
adorable.
cute?
As
Look
soon
at
as we
that.
came in, we just went right to the puppies, and we were told not to pet the dogs immediately.
Of course, and everybody does.
Well, the puppies were a different story. We couldn't pet the dogs that were going on with the sleds.
Oh, there they are. Look at that.
Yeah, they're beautiful dogs, and it's funny because we hopped on the sled.
Now, let me ask you a question. If it moves, you could ignore me. But being a person who's into movies and video, did you feel like you were kind of making your own movie, getting on the dog sleds and stuff?
Essentially, yeah.
I was going to say, it's very, very much something you'd see in a movie.
But all that, you got there, and all the dogs, there were 58 of them. They had 58 dogs. And
Really?
all of them just started yapping. They started barking at the exact same time, and they were all so eager to go on the sled.
Oh, so you think they enjoy it?
Oh, they absolutely enjoy it. They love it.
Really?
Yeah. So we went, and as soon as you start, it's funny because you expect to go really fast. And at the beginning, you start moving, and all of a sudden the dogs start, they have bathroom breaks.
Oh, really?
But they keep running throughout their bathroom breaks, because if they stop, usually I think it's two dogs who actually bear the majority of the weight at a time.
Yeah.
So they're not all pulling at once. So if they
okay.
stop, they're going to get pulled along just like we are. So they kept getting pulled along, but it was so funny because you just would never even think about that.
Now, two of you and Emily were alone on this with one guy or
No.
something?
There were me, Emily, and then another couple.
Oh, okay.
And then a guide.
So 5 people on a...
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And we started off going, and it didn't move as fast as I thought it was going
Okay.
to. But just unbelievable views, and you could see, and it was so
that's
so
such
clear.
that's not something you would do every day on a vacation.
No, and it was so clear. You could see for miles, and we had a beautiful day to do it. It was actually fairly warm on this day. But really unique
That's
experience.
great. That's really an unusual experience that you would not get in most trips.
And afterwards,
Emily planned this? She said
she
we're going to
planned
do
everything. Yeah, and afterwards we came and we got to play with all the dogs, and some of them were so funny, and they all have such unique personalities. And the driver who brought us there was telling us everyone's name. She's like, she was breaking down. She's like,
she knew all the dogs?
She knew all the dogs and their personalities, and they were pretty cuddly. But it was funny because as soon as they brought the food out, all the dogs all stopped what they were doing, and they just made such a loud noise collectively. It was pretty unbelievable.
Time to eat. They let everyone know.
Yeah, but could you imagine 58 dogs barking all at once? So what was cool was
No, this
that,
is pretty cool. Anyway.
yeah, right. They have a house there that people stay at, that the mushers stay
Okay.
at, and there's 6 of them, I believe. There's no electricity. Yeah, they basically live without any communication, and it's a small house.
Are they monks or they're just no?
They're just people, dog sledding, and
okay.
a lot of them were young kids, and it was pretty surprising to see how they lived.
This dog is singing.
Yeah, that one's name was Rango. I remember that one. She was in heaven. She was in heaven here playing with all the dogs.
Oh, they're beautiful.
Yeah, they really are. Really unique experience.
That's we've never had a guest who went on a
dog
sledding
adventure.
ride. No.
And actually, you can see in the back there's a dog, a little cone head.
Yeah.
He was injured. And Emily felt so bad for it. So she went over to give it some love at one point.
No, because, Alaska is where you always hear about, what is it, the Iditarod or something. And usually, most tourists do not go to Alaska in the winter. Alaska is traditionally more of a spring-summer vacation. That's
Right.
and the cruise ships go up there in the summer, and all the
Absolutely.
big tourism is summer.
Yeah. Well,
So-
it's so dark there in the winter too.
Yeah. So this is a little bit unusual because it's almost that what you'd see in Alaska, but this is terrific that they actually had a tour to do that.
It was on our list of things to do. So,
Yeah. Oh, she planned that great.
She did. She did really great.
So we left off, I don't know, Bill will hit us with pictures, so we'll escape as soon as they come up. But so back to the dinner, you had a little bit of whale meat.
Yeah, and it was actually raw. We weren't sure how it was going to
Really?
be prepared.
Okay, we'll move on from the whale meat. Did you like it?
It was seasoned really well.
Oh, you liked it?
Yeah, I unfortunately enjoyed
All right,
it.
well, that's okay. I mean, I won't get into whale politics, but what was the next dish?
We had this great smoked cod in this amazing cream sauce.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, so that was the entree.
Was one of my favorite dishes.
I
over
love
there.
smoked cod. So was this a black cod, do you know, or did they say, or just an Atlantic codfish?
I'm pretty sure.
Okay, but they smoked it.
Yes.
With a cream.
Yes.
Wow,
And
that
the
sounds
sauce
good.
was incredible, and it had came with rice and roasted vegetables.
So you were very
Really
happy
nice.
with that.
Yeah, it was good after the
And then
shark.
what they hit you with for dessert.
I actually don't think we got a dessert.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah, we tried to budget ourselves on the dinner.
Now, what
It
did that
was-
cost you, that dinner?
I want to say around $80. We split the
For the two of
entree.
you.
Yeah, so 2 appetizers.
Which isn't really
and-
bad.
No.
But I mean, we've heard stories of $25 hamburgers and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, the food was definitely the most
That
expensive
doesn't
part.
sound bad, though, that dinner
No.
for $80 for
No,
two of you.
no.
You drank too, or you don't remember?
I don't believe we
Okay.
did then.
Tell me about another restaurant. Where else did you dine?
So yeah, as I said, we
I always
wanted
ask
to,
the food question.
I had it on my list actually. So the next night we wanted to keep it, cheap and inexpensive.
Okay.
So we did that, and it was funny because we didn't plan any reservations for that night, which was a Saturday night. We planned on
was
just
Saturday night a big night there too in Iceland?
apparently.
Okay, all right.
But we didn't have any reservations, and we were going around, and by the time, by the time we actually started looking, it was like 8 o'clock. We were pretty hungry, and we couldn't find a restaurant that was open, that had any tables available.
Oh, you mean they were all busy?
They were all booked. So, so finally, I'm like, hey, Em, just say you have a reservation at this next place. So we go to the next place, and she's like, hey, we have a reservation for 2 under Emily, and they look and they're like, oh, we don't see you here, and she's like, oh, how strange, and played it off really cool. He's like, let me see what I can do for you. Have a seat at the bar. So we do. And it happened to be a fixed course menu at that night.
Okay.
And they showed us a menu, and the prices were way out of our price range.
He said, I must have had the wrong reservation.
So I'm like, we just gotta go. And she's like, no, I want to say something. And I'm like, let's just go. We'll find another restaurant. We'll eat fries or something for dinner. And she goes to the bartender and she goes, I'm a vegetarian. And I was like, oh no, I knew exactly.
She really?
No.
Oh, okay.
I knew exactly where it was going. And the bartender
This is why
goes,
she's in law school.
This is why she's in law school. Well, the bartender goes, oh, we have a vegetarian menu as well. And she just points at me and she goes, well, and she tried to think of an excuse to get out of there and couldn't.
So did you end up staying?
No.
Oh, you did?
No,
Okay.
She's just like, well, we're going to leave.
He's a vegan, not a vegetarian.
Yeah, right?
All right.
So we made a clean break from there.
Why?
And,
Do you remember how much the price fix menu was?
I want to say it was about $80 per person.
Per person, which would have been high for you guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. She's in law school.
No, I mean, you don't have to make excuses. No.
So we got a fairly inexpensive dinner that night because we had a nice one planned for the next night.
Oh, okay.
And the next night we were.
You stuck to breakfast in the hotel?
No, we went to.
Oh, you did go around.
We did go around. We had a list of places that we tried to get to. So we went to a place called Laundromat Cafe.
Okay.
And there was actually a laundromat in the basement.
Oh, that's interesting.
And it was really neat. Great,
do your laundry
great
and
food.
eat breakfast while
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. really just a funky place. The counter was a bookshelf essentially, so there were
Okay.
books, and it was very neat
Oh,
and
good. I
kind of
like
a hipster place.
Yeah.
But delicious breakfast. I'd highly
Oh,
recommend it.
good.
So the last night we were there, we were planning on this
hold on.
nice. Oh, there we go. Look,
Back to the
look
dog.
at that.
That's all right. I'm always happy to look at dog pictures.
They're so pretty. Too.
Animals in general. I love animals.
Yeah, they were beautiful and just so friendly. Just so friendly, and you can see how many they are.
I'm
They're all
assuming
just-
this is their business, running these dog sled rides.
Yeah. And what was I gonna say? There were just so many dogs, and they were
Yeah,
all.
but that's
they,
great.
They
and
run
they
them
seem
all.
to get along.
They run them all each day, and they love the cold. They can't.
They love
They,
it.
they
That's-
need to be out there.
That's
so.
interesting. They love the work.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, to them it's play. It seemed like
No,
like,
there's a lot of dogs who are working dogs, whether it be dogs working sheep or dogs working canine with police or around the airports or ships where they, smell for drugs, or in my case, they always catch me with a sandwich that for some reason I didn't finish, and they tell me I'm illegally bringing in ham or something.
Well, they all have their
Can't catch
purpose.
16 tons of cocaine, but my ham sandwich they find. Okay, back to the dog. Oh, this one
There she is with
must
the
have had surgery.
Yeah.
Okay.
But all the dogs were so eager, and they run them around equally. They said they made a note. They
Look
said
at that.
so cute. But yeah, you can look at the mountains in the distance, and then we got to play with the puppy some more.
Oh, they let you play with the puppy. Look
yeah,
at that.
take them out, and they were,
I bet you wanted to bring one home.
no way though.
No, okay.
She did. I mean, these guys have so much work on their hands. They said it's a 24/7 job.
I'm sure.
Managing all these dogs.
I would not be surprised.
And sometimes they have them in the house, which was a small little house. And
What, all the dogs? All 58?
Not all 58, but some, especially.
Why,
the
did they
puppies.
sleep outside, or do they have a dog pens? Did you notice covered
I think
or
they
anything?
have some pens, but
Okay.
I think some of them, I think they have an open area for the dogs to stay. So.
This one's adorable.
Oh, they were all. This one was just fast asleep. Just fast asleep, and they were so cute. They were so cute. And we left that night open for. We had a nice dinner reservation.
Tell me about your next dinner.
Well, we got back to the hotel after dog sledding.
See, I'm glad you went to fun places with food. And,
Oh yeah.
well,
we always do.
some people just say, "Oh, I want to eat a hamburger and leave." No, it's good.
We're foodies. We like to make note of food everywhere we go.
I'm in the food business, so that's why I always encourage people to eat.
Oh really? So we were planning on going to this.
I couldn't make a living doing this show, so that's why I had to find something else.
bummer.
To do. I know it.
So we had this plan for this really nice restaurant that we were recommended to, and
When you say recommended, the hotel recommended you, or
I have
friends?
a friend.
Oh,
who
you have
went.
a friend who went on this trip.
Yeah.
Oh.
He's actually been multiple times.
Oh,
So-
so he gave you some ideas.
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't tell me
Yeah.
that. Okay.
I don't
so,
want to give him too much
so
credit.
where did he send you for dinner?
I actually forget the name.
That's
of it.
okay, but what kind of restaurant?
Well, we didn't actually go there because
Oh.
we went and talked to the hotel, and we weren't planning on doing the Northern Lights.
Yeah.
But the conditions on this night were apparently perfect.
Oh.
So he recommended us to do it, and he looked it up, and he said, there's a website that tracks how good and how vivid the lights are going to be, and he said it was going to be a real good night. So we quickly hurried up online and found a bus company that takes you around to the Northern
Again,
Lights.
you had no trouble with any of it.
None.
Yep, go ahead.
So we canceled our reservations then.
Okay.
And then we went and had a quick dinner at a steakhouse.
Oh.
And once again, we wanted to try weird food. And you're not going to be happy with me on this one, but we tried puffin.
Oh, a little bird.
They're so cute. I felt so guilty eating it.
Was it any good?
It was delicious.
Oh,
it was
okay.
smoked. It was smoked.
Okay.
It was smoked puffin.
All right.
And we also had foie gras.
Okay, that's okay.
So that was delicious. And that was I wrote this
Puffins they
down.
have in Maine, I think.
They have puffins in
Yeah,
there?
I think so.
I didn't know that.
Yep. I've never seen it served as a.
This place, where is it? The Hereford Steakhouse.
Okay.
Where we had puffin and and
you had foie gras. And what else? They had steaks?
We had lobster soup, which was
fabulous.
delicious.
Okay.
And yeah, after that we went and
Now, was it similar to a Maine lobster? Did you see the lobsters themselves or no?
it was no.
Okay,
no,
all right.
yeah, we just had the creamy,
Because
bisque
they generally have north of Canada, their lobster is very similar, but they tend to be a little blue in color.
Interesting.
Yeah, the shell.
soup. Delicious.
Delicious, but lobster's always good. Well, they differ tremendously. A Caribbean lobster doesn't have the big claws like
Right.
you have in. But way up north there, they do have them, but they tend to be a little more blue shelled, which is interesting because the waters are cold.
Yeah.
They change.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
All right, so you have the lobster bisque or whatever.
Right.
And what else there?
That's all we had
No
there.
steak.
We weren't
You
we
didn't have
weren't
the
too
steak.
hungry at that point. No.
Okay,
no.
that's how I'm wondering what they would charge you for a steak up there.
I
Probably
should've
a lot.
looked. Yeah. Yeah. But after that we
Because
hopped
I don't
on.
think they raised too much. Did you get a sense of what they raised for food
It's
there?
it's fish. I mean the
Period.
fish is incredible.
So
yeah.
if you get poultry or beef, it all comes from Europe or the U.S.?
I would imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's-
They have horse there too. They have horse
eat
meat.
horse,
They eat
okay.
horse, and the Icelandic horses are actually pretty cute little horses.
Go ahead,
They're,
I'll
they're
let you move
smaller,
on.
and I didn't try the horse.
That's all right. We'll allow you. We'll skip it.
But that night we went back to the hotel, and a bus came and picked us up, and about 20 people from the hostel hopped on the same bus that we
Oh,
did.
so you all
because
knew you were going to the Northern Lights.
Yeah,
Okay, so
and-
this must be it.
There they are, and it's pretty funny because the bus took us out to someplace with no light pollution. And
Light pollution.
yeah.
What you mean? Is
So-
that general pollution or
No,
a
it's
special
just light.
thing?
It's just light. So they want to get away from the city lights.
Oh, I
essentially.
see. So they call that light pollution.
yes,
All right, that's
yes.
new for me. Okay.
So we got away from the light pollution, and once they saw like a break in the clouds, they pulled the bus over. Everybody got out and started snapping photos, and the Northern Lights. I think that they look prettier in photos, at least the ones I saw, because the photos really bring out the color. Our eyes aren't able to see the vivid color that we see
Oh,
there.
look at this. So wait, so are you telling me the stars are actually what? The Northern Lights?
No, it's almost like the sky almost opens up a little.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah, and the colors come out when you
Oh, and
photograph
that's
it.
what they call the Northern Lights, not the stars themselves.
Not the stars.
Oh.
It's those colors. It's the aurora borealis that you see there.
Oh, okay.
And really, really stunning. And it was funny because on the airplane there, at one point the pilot on the intercom
On
said-
WOW Airlines.
On WOW Airlines, he said, "Everybody, if you look to the left, you can see some Northern Lights." And everybody on the left opened their
really?
windows and was peeking out, and everybody on
So
the
this
right.
is something that is frequent up there?
It's frequent.
Okay.
Yeah, especially in areas that are away from heavy areas of light.
Did you know that before you went that might be something you want to see?
I did.
You
I
did? Okay.
Yeah, but we weren't necessarily.
Even though you
planning on
majored
it.
in creative advertising and film, you had an astronomy class?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
No,
I'm
I've,
impressed.
I've seen the Northern Lights in photos, and the way cameras capture them is stunning, and I'm sure there you can get those colors in these rural areas.
Yeah.
But it was funny because everybody hopped off the bus and then hopped back on, and then we went to a different parking lot and hopped off, and there were all sorts of buses doing
All
the
young
same
kids like you,
thing.
mostly?
No,
Oh,
it was
all age groups?
all walks.
Okay.
Yeah, and they brought us hot chocolate and some cookies.
Oh, really?
But
Okay.
as you can see, I mean, the lights and the streaks in the sky are just stunning. They were really beautiful. I'm
Yeah,
so
it
happy I
looks-
was able to. But you gotta look up what camera settings to use, and if you have a camera, I would highly recommend doing it.
Oh yeah, no, you did a great job with your photos, and I honestly think had you not brought a camera, you would have missed a lot.
Oh, I bring my camera everywhere.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay.
But real
I
stunning.
take a lot of pictures, and I develop them into. We have one guest frequently, Joel. He makes albums out of his photos. They're fabulous.
Oh, wow.
He'll do like a trip, he's retired, so he has time to sit in the computer and put it all in.
Right.
But, you know, he'll have a whole album that'll be like my trip to Vienna, and he puts headings in it. It's, you know, like a nice album.
Wow.
So, no, I think when you travel, the pictures are terrific to do and good memories. I take pictures. It just takes me forever to put them in the books.
See, I like taking pictures of people, you know, because landmarks, I always like to get people in the landmarks.
Well, these were great, but they were mostly you and Emily, but the things you took pictures of were terrific.
Yeah. Well, I can look up online what Harpa looks like, and I recommend you do that because it's a beautiful building, but I just, you know, I like
Now, would you go
people
back soon? What's your next trip you and Emily? I shouldn't ask it that way. What's the next trip Emily has planned?
Well, she's in London right now, interning. And
oh, really?
Yeah.
I don't have enough time to ask, but if you come back, you'll explain to me. But go ahead. She's interning in England rather than here.
She has. It's a like 2-week thing.
Oh, okay. Does she want to practice in the U.S. or in Europe?
She does. She wants to practice in the U.S., but she has a nice connection over there. So they were like, come on over, check it out. And on the weekend, she's going to Scotland and Dublin.
Wow.
So,
oh, Dublin's terrific. I love Dublin. In fact, I might go back to Dublin with friends. They invited me to go. So you would like that trip.
Oh, I'm sure I would.
You would?
I love the outdoorsy, you know, hikey type trips.
Well, that's not so much Dublin. That's outside of Dublin. Dublin's a little bit like Boston.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, but it's a great city.
And the beer.
Yeah, ale.
Oh, excuse me. And the Jameson.
Can the Jameson whiskey you'll have, yes. They're ale people versus lager.
Okay.
But I'm not even a beer drinker, but you'll see the ale is big. So you'll please come back and visit us.
Absolutely.
And take pictures of your next trip. We'll get another chair. We'll bring Emily. Yeah. Got to meet Emily now that we see all these pictures and her planning.
And you know how many trips she's been on.
Yeah, well, no, but this was terrific. But much more fun if she goes with you. She has somebody to share the selfie with.
I'm going to have to let her know.
Derek, thank you so much for coming. It was a pleasure. And please promise us you'll bring us more pictures with your next trip.
Thank you,
You could
Jack.
be long-term guests. I don't know how long Bill's going to let me do the show, but you know, we'll bring you back as long as and then if you have kids, you can bring the kids on the show.
Absolutely.
Whatever we can do.
Absolutely. I'll recommend it.
Thank you again. Thank you, everyone.